Hi, everyone. My name is Walid. I am the founder of UBI and Kudra. And today we're going to go over what Kudra is about. So the topic of this session is from extraction to action. How do we turn enterprise data into actionable insight that you can actually use? So the issue is, if you look at the enterprise data today, they're mostly made of unstructured data. So unstructured data, we're talking about documents that could be text and documents like PDFs, images, scanned images, legacy documents. They could also be videos and audios. And the issue with these type of data is they are usually in an unstructured form. That means they're not in a data table or a CSV file that you can easily query. They're usually a bunch of text in like PDFs that it's almost impossible to analyze. And this gap between unstructured data and structured data is actually getting even wider, because more and more content is actually generated in text, especially with generative AI right now, with the this explosion of generative AI applications and text and things like that. The content is actually is more and more in the form of unstructured text or unstructured form, which makes it really hard to extract any meaningful insights from this form of data unless you manually read it, which is really not scalable and it's very tedious. And if we focus on the document specifically, so if we take the document case, there is actually even more complexity within the document space. Documents come in the different form and layouts. First, you start with structured. So we have, like, for example, your regular invoice that comes in a different layouts, different IDs, different forms. They all come in different layouts. That is very hard to basically capture and analyze accurately with some rule-based approach. And then if you go in if you increase complexity, semantic complexity, you go to this semi-structured text. So this is containing, for example, tables and unstructured text in the same place and in different layouts. It makes it even more challenging to analyze. And if you go, if you increase the complexity even further, now we're talking about reports. These are just a stream of paragraphs, such as contracts, for example, or investment reports, like in this case. And they contain really relevant information in them, but it's very semantically challenging to understand. So it makes this document extraction really actually a big challenge for enterprises. And it's one of the big bottlenecks right now to actually extract insights from them. And that's where actually LLM came in. So there is actually, since like a year and a half ago, a push toward using LLM to basically analyze these documents. The issue is, if you look at this graph on the right side, LLMs are really good at generating content. They do some reasoning in some sense, but they're very good at text generation. However, if you look at the requirement from the enterprise perspective, they look for high accuracy, and they also have a lot of complex problems. For example, let's say you have like due diligence that you're making between two companies, and you need to analyze thousands of documents, or their financial statements, their tables, their cash flows, and accurately extract that data and then analyze it to make a decision. That's in the high accuracy regime. And generative AI is not capable to assure or guarantee high accuracy outcome, because just of they just cannot be used successfully due to the low accuracy. And also these LLMs, they are usually generic LLMs. They've been trained on Reddit and forums and a lot of inaccurate information out there. It really makes it very hard to get like accurate information from it.
Even if we use like in a RAG application where we feed this content or this data towards the LLM, and then the LLM will answer our question and do the analysis for us.
So RAG is limited. So RAG definitely mitigate the issue of hallucination. It doesn't bring it to zero. There's still some hallucination even with RAG. But even with RAG, you are talking about extracting only small. We're talking about like a small form of extraction, which is like passages. Basically, you're trying to identify some passages. It doesn't go deep into extracting numerical value, for example, in a very deterministic way. So and also if you look at RAG, you're also talking about like basically in vector embedding. So it tries to find similarity between your query and what paragraph or table is very most likely similar to your query. So we're talking about like statistical similarity, which is again introduces this vagueness and kind of inaccuracy in this whole space, and that's where it can mitigate, but it's still not the solution. Yeah. So that is the reason LLM is really not all you need. Most people think LLM is really, that's it. We have LLM, we fixed everything. That is unfortunately not the case. They're very good at content generation. They do some reasoning relatively well, not at the human level, I think. But when it comes to predictive application and accurate enterprise automation, unfortunately, LLM are not there yet.
And I think also the cost will be high if you need to feed all the documents to the LLM. The cost also will be very high.
Exactly. The cost, the speed. I do think the speed will increase, especially with, you have, for example, this new company called Grok, GRUQ. They found really clever way to make this LLM inference very fast. So I do think the speed will actually increase and the cost will go down. However, that still doesn't solve the issue, I think. So in Kudra, we really understand this problem, and we focused on deterministic extraction instead of relying on some type of embedding or some hallucination. So Kudra basically you feed it data. You can feed it any type of documents. Could be email, reports, news, internal documents, PDF, scanned images, and we use. We ingest all your documents, we do some post-processing, and behind the scene, we use AI to automatically extract relevant information from it. This could be tables. So we extract tables with almost 95% accuracy. If you have graphs, for example, in the text, if you have any entities mentioned, like person names, organization, numerical values, relationship between your entities. So basically, we transform your almost unusable, unstructured documents into usable, structured information. And that's the goal. We would like to be as deterministic as possible and as accurate as possible in our extraction, because that is really the fundamental. That's really the cornerstone of the analysis later on. We need to extract very accurate information first, and then we can really do the accurate analysis based on that. So that's what we have developed in Kudra, and that's what we want to discuss today in our demo. So if you have any questions, Youssef, first about the presentation.
Yeah, I think how the idea came to you. You founded this, I think, maybe 2 years ago, right? Yeah.
No, so UBAI is a data labeling platform. We founded in March 2021, and it started as a labeling platform. So basically, we enable companies to upload their files, to label their data, tag their data, and then train their own AI model. And what we noticed is a lot of companies, they are really lost in this entire process. They don't know how to train their model correctly, how to label the data correctly, and then even if they train their model, how do they host it and so on. So we want Kudra basically to be this application that really minimize or lower the barrier to entry to use AI. But at the same time, we also noticed there is a lack of accuracy and deterministic extraction in the space. So we wanted also to be able to extract precisely the information from your documents. So you want to combine no-code, basically extraction plus accurate extraction. And that's where Kudra came, how it came about.
Yeah, sounds very interesting. Yeah. Let's go to the demo and see it in action.
Yeah. So let's jump into the demo. I'm going to show you here a few minutes. Let me know if you still see the screen.
Yeah, I can see the demo screen.
Okay, perfect.